Hello, 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 beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Eileen Smith. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to say hi to a couple of my friends who are here. And here we go. Actually, it's Eric. Eric says, okay, here we go. Let's talk about the new features from YouTube. If only I knew which ones we were talking about. Already starting stuff with me, Eric. That's okay because I love you. All right, so here we go. I'll tell you what it is we're talking about now. Uh, there's the other person. Sammy Superstar. Hi, how are you? So, yes, I will tell you that this has to do with YouTube chapters and cards. So you might be saying, "No, that's not new. We had that for quite some time." What do you mean, new? What's new is the behavior of these chapters and cards. And I'm going to share with you. And you know what? Let's just get right into it after we say hello, sis, to my girl Antoinette. That's the Delaware blogger. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks so much for joining. All right. I'm going to go to desktop first. Although I was thinking about going with mobile first. Which what should I do? I'm going to go with desktop. So I'm going to screen share. All right. So we are over on one of my recent videos, and I want to share with you. And I know I have talked to you before on this channel about using timestamps in your videos and also about adding cards to your videos. And Antoinette says, love you for what you're doing for so many. Oh, thank you so much, Antoinette. You do so much as well. And my girl, Callie, Chocolate Twist Yoga is here. Anybody want to get their Zen and their yoga on? Make sure you're following her and make sure you're all following each other. Okay, so when you're on a video, now I want you to consider also switching up your calls to actions on your video. Because what happens when someone's on your video, they will, we're telling them to go to links in the description and so forth. But what happens when we hit see more? See more. We're going to scroll down past all of my description and voila, the chapters are there. Oh my goodness, this is going to help with your discoverability. And my advice to you is to make sure that when you're adding these chapters, even when it's a live stream that's over 1 hour long, yes, I went through and painstakingly added these chapters, but I also made sure I varied the text. So I'm not just saying the same thing. For example, the other day I saw someone in their chapter markers, they said tip number one, tip number two, tip number, but that's not going to help you get discovered because nobody's searching YouTube or Google for tip number three, right? And although the topic of the video had to do with making money, but there's other things that I'm also highlighting. And hello, a video for bosses, my girl Janine. Hello. Make sure you guys are all following Janine as well, because she's got some dynamite live streaming tips as well. But I'm also including other keywords, like, for example, here at the 31:29 mark, Facebook stars, Facebook Creator Studio, things that I'm talking about, like Satoshis, all right, which is some cryptocurrency that, I got into in this video. Okay. So, and by the way, shout out again to my boy Larry Snow for giving me a $20 super chat during that video. Oh, actually, it was a super sticker. And thank you for saying I'm amazing. But okay, so back to this. So now you see here, it's not just that we want to tell people to go to our description for the links, but you also want to make sure you letting people know about the timestamps so that they can get to the part of the video that they really want to watch so they don't bounce, especially for those of us who are doing these really long live streams, right? And so you don't want people to bounce because they're like, I'm not watching that whole hour long thing just to find what I need, right? But they may scroll down and see those chapters there and look through and see keywords of content that they are searching for. This also could help with your discoverability on YouTube as well as Google. And hey, I can tell you, I know this is true because I am getting traffic on my YouTube channel from Google. And you check your analytics, your YouTube Studio analytics, and see if you're getting any traffic from Google. And I know also because of one of the affiliate programs that I'm in, that I'm a part of, it's also telling me that people are buying the product that I'm promoting because of Google search. And the only content that I have is videos. All right. So don't sleep on these things. All right. So I want to show you something. Make sure you stay because I want to show you another bonus little tip that happens, especially when you are on mobile. And we know that a lot of our viewers are on mobile. And these chapter titles are also searchable on YouTube. I don't have 100% proof of that, Eric. I will say test, and I suspect that yes, they are searchable. I suspect that. But like I said, I know that they show up in Google search. So yes, and we always talk about how YouTube is the number 2 search engine, but yeah, remember Google is the number 1 search engine. So, all right. And I need to do this as I have not been recording as regularly as I used to. That's okay. This is a good time if you've taken a break because you needed to take a break for your mental health or just because you got busy with a lot of work. Because I know you started a whole podcast network and everything and studio and all that stuff. So, if you needed to take a break, now's a good time. This is my recommendation. Go to your most popular videos that you have not added any chapters to or timestamps. That's what generates the chapters is your timestamps. And thanks for saying that's a good point, Janine. Appreciate that. And wow, really? Yes. I do use my blog to promote my content on YouTube and podcasts. And having a blog and having a website, even though I'm somebody who does not blog the way I used to. I used to be a prolific blogger. But guess what? I made sure that even though I don't write as much as I used to, I made sure that, and if you head over to theanchorshow.com, you'll see that I made sure that my videos have a place, have a home on that website. And I don't even have to do anything extra because I use Podpage and it automatically creates a blog post whenever I am done with a video. And I can go back and edit that and add some extra, oomph to it that I don't add in the YouTube description. Okay. So, all right. My blog is my calming content. All right, Eric has a lot to say, and we didn't even get to the mobile, so please stay for the mobile. If you were thinking about, oh, let me go do this. No, I got to show you something extra special on the mobile side. But hang on, let me take this banner down before I put up Eric's comment because baby, Eric got a lot to say. Yes, my videos, 40% of my traffic on my videos comes from Google itself. That's because you're a blogger. I knew that because I always link it to my blog as well. That's what I'm talking about. So you've got now these extra keywords that your blog can, excuse me, that your content can be surfaced for because these chapters, they're like little snippets of content. And it helps you get discovered. It helps the users because they get to go right to that content that they want. And you said videos. I know we all know you made typo error. We forgive you. Podpage is awesome. I used it for a few months. Oh, I don't know why you gave it up, Antoinette. I love, love, love Podpage. And you know what? Really quickly, I'm going to show you guys how my videos come in because this is important and because I have it on a stream deck as well. So so it makes it easy for me to show you. And so here's my pod page, and it's for the Anchor Show. And, there's my podcast episodes. But we all know I'm much more prolific with video. And so here's the tab right here for videos. And bam, there you go. All of my videos are here. And honestly, I don't have to do anything else extra to them, but I do try to go back and add a little extra content. For example, and so now each of these exists as a blog post without me, So I added like a little blurb of content here, and I added a little blurb of content here at the top. And I think that I'm not sure if this is only a feature for the pro users of Podpage, but if you're thinking about Podpage, then you can just go over here and podcast websites by Podpage. But, it's Eileen.link/Podpage if you have a podcast. And this is especially great for Anchor podcasters because, that lame website or landing page that Anchor gives you. Yeah, it's lame. It's there, but it's lame. All right. So now let's get into the sharing of the mobile, because I think this is when it gets really, really, really interesting. And let's make sure I didn't miss any comments here. I have a blog duplicate. Oh, okay. Looks good still, sis. Thank you. Thank you. Fraser Ramsey's over on the Facebook side. Hello, Fraser. How are you? Great. Thank you so much. And the Queen is live. Thank you, my dear. Okay. So now let's bring up the iPhone. Okay. So now we're on my video and I'm going to show you that little extra piece that is available when you're on mobile. And this is why you may want to change up your calls to action. So I talked about the timestamps, but you also want to make sure you're adding cards, YouTube cards. Let me take that comment down because I forget. How are things? They're wonderful. Chaos Rain is here. Hello, hello, hello. All right. And Rosalina, hi, dear. How are you? Thank you so much for coming. Okay, let's get to this. All right. So I'm just going to go to the videos tab, make it quicker. And I'm going to go to that video that we've been talking about, right? Making money with more income streams, which y'all all should be watching that video anyway, if you didn't see it live. Okay. Now, this is where you need to kind of educate your audience and, I do as I say in this case, because I'm actually doing what I'm going to suggest. I'm telling you guys, make sure that you tell folks they need to hit that little carrot that's right next to here so they can see more. The carrot. So when they're watching your video on YouTube, YouTube is showing someone else's video down here. And this is my new buddy here from Web Merge Media. Okay, so that's why YouTube is showing me that, because it knows that I've been binging some of that content on that channel, but we don't want them to do that. Hello, Marion. How are you? And Miss Dr. Geneva, thanks for coming. I'm going to come back to the comments, but I really want you guys to see this. So you tap that. All right, and scroll up, and if they wanted to read the description, they would tap more. And here's the chapters, right? Scroll up one more again. Transcripts, and what else do you see there? The link that I added to my cards. See, it says more from Miss Eileen, or actually it says more from Eileen Smith. But YouTube knows I'm Miss Eileen. All right. And look, a link that I added to the card that goes right to the blog. Okay. So that link, and also a link to the about section of my channel. Make sure you have this about section filled out on your YouTube channel. If you don't, you're definitely put that at the top of your to-do list. I get reached out from brands, people wanting to collaborate, people wanting to give me products, the whole bit from this about page. And I know that you're an expert in whatever your channel is based on. So don't just think, oh, this little about page, don't nobody pay attention to that. Oh, yes, they do. When they come here looking for uh, where they want to spend their money in advertising and sponsoring people's content, that's where they go. So that little link is down there now at the bottom. Also, they can see a transcript. Now, the transcript is going to be the same as your closed captions. So hopefully you're getting a chance to go in and having your transcripts and your closed captions up to date. But what's really important is now that you have these links here, and this says videos. I don't want to tap on that because that's kind of self-explanatory. But the about page and the fact that that link is the same link from the YouTube card that I added to the video. So that's an added bonus, an added navigation that appears on mobile. And now I'm going to come back and take your questions and all of your highs and hays and hoes. Oh my gosh. This is so cool. They've been talking about these chapters and I kind of didn't pay it any attention. And then I saw this morning and I got fired up because I was going to have just like a lazy, I'm not doing anything today, Sunday, because it's kind of rainy out. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, no, 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 no. We got to go live. Chaos doesn't know what a YouTube card. So I'm going to show you that. As soon as I just finish, I'm going to put a star in that. And as soon as I finish going through everyone's hellos and highs and Rosalina and Dr. Geneva, I'm doing great. And by the way, I'm once again in Facebook jail. Need to check out your post there as well when I am free again. Oh gosh, please let her free. Facebook. I need to do a whole new rant about Facebook. And Marion says, hi, sweetie, I miss you. I can't stay, but we'll watch later. Okay, Marion, no problem, dear. Thanks for popping by. And I miss you too. And click on the carrot. I understood that. Oh, yeah, the carrot. Oh, man. I'm not sure why you say, oh, man, Shannon, but hey, girl, how you doing? Right? And Shannon, I'm not sure if you're active over here on the YouTube side. I'm not. Let me know. I know you're very active on the Facebook side. And Healthy Trails Living is here. How you doing, dear? I love, love, love that hat. Always did. And please do. And Gary Jones, greetings, everyone. Hey, Gary. I'm not going to call you Gregory like somebody else did the other day. Can't remember whose live stream that was. Oh, Mr. Camera Junkie. I saw him. I said, oh, that was a slip of the tongue. But anyway, Gary. Everybody say hi to Gary. Okay, so let's make sure that we all know what a YouTube card is and how to add a YouTube card. So I will show you. It's best to show it on desktop. And in this case, even though I wanted to show off there that I got that super chat from Larry, but I'm just going to reconfigure the screen so you can see the card better. All right, so here we go. All right, so I'm showing this on desktop, but it's also available on mobile. Hey, how you doing? I'm Principal Walker. And Eric is saying hi to Gary. Thank you, Eric, for following instructions. And oh, yes. And Dr. Principal Walker, don't forget the A. ILEA. N-E-I-L-E-A-N-E. All right, I had enough fun with you guys. All right, so here we go. This is the card over on the top right hand side. You see that little I? I for information. It's in a white circle. There's a little black thing there, and that's a card. So if someone clicks on that, it behaves a little differently on mobile than it does on desktop, but I'm showing you desktop first, and then it slides out with that card that I added. All right. And you as a creator get to fill in what this call to action is. And my call to action was visit the blog. Right? And you see there how it goes to the blog. So let's do a quick demo of how to add the card. Okay. For this, you have to go into your YouTube studio, but since this is my channel and this is my video, I can just go to edit video. And over on the right-hand side, you'll see these are the areas where you can add your subtitles. Let me just make this a little bit bigger so you can see that there's a little pencil there. The subtitles, the end screens. And I'm going to show you the end screens first because the end screens are also very important. When people get to the last 20 seconds of your video, you get the opportunity to add another place for them to go. One of these, because you get two, one of these has to be a video. But here are the different elements you can add: a video, a playlist, a subscribe. So I could tell them to subscribe to my channel, someone else's channel, doesn't matter. Or a channel. I'm sorry, this subscribe is only for your channel. My fault. Then here's the channel. This is where you could say, subscribe to my new channel that I just started, or subscribe to my friend's channel who was the co-host of the show today, or whatever. And a link. Now, if your channel is monetized, you get the option for this link. And this link can go anywhere, any website. Of course, it has to adhere to YouTube's policies. It can't go to a spammy website or whatever. Okay. So now let's just go to the video again. And we'll just scrub to the end because I already showed you what the card looks like. But let's just scrub to the end. Let's see. See how this is an end screen. This is an end screen. Okay. I decided to let YouTube pick videos for my end screen, but I don't have to do that. But here in the end screen editor, I decided to because YouTube gives you two choices that they would control. This is what's best for the viewer, or your most recent upload, whatever that may be. Or I can choose a specific video, right? But I always like to just let YouTube decide what's best for the viewer. Okay. And it's just easier for me because then I don't have to try to being all strategic. All right. The person made it all the way to the end of my video, especially in the case of a 1 hour and 15-minute video. And you're still willing to stay on YouTube. I'm not going to try to hold you captive and say, you must watch another one of my videos. No, it's up to you. You can watch my most recent upload or one that YouTube thinks you would like to watch. And we just saw a minute ago when I showed it to you on the front end that YouTube suggested another one of my videos. Now, that's because it was me. And so they probably know I like to watch my own videos. All right, so let me just come back on full screen here and make sure I didn't miss any comments because this is important. Okay, all right, so you guys are you're all enthralled with the conversation. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Go ahead and type them in. All right, so I skipped and I went to the end screens, but now I'm going to go back to the cards because the cards are just a little different. Those end screens, like I said, they only appear at the last 20 seconds of your video. And if you're someone who does YouTube Shorts, if you do YouTube Shorts, it can still appear. You can add one card on the YouTube Short. I'm sorry, one end screen. You can add a card and an end screen. Okay, you know what? Let's do that. Let's go to a short. This way I can kill two birds with one stone. Even though I don't know if I like that saying because I'm not really trying to kill no birds. Oh, except chickens. Um, all right, so we're on a short now. Okay, so here we go. All right, so this was a 59-second short. And here we're going to go over to, let's start with the cards because I just went over end screens in detail. And once again, now I don't really recommend putting cards on shorts, but it's there for you if you want to. Okay. It just all depends upon your goals of what you are trying to get out of doing shorts on your channel. For me, it's okay. I don't care if you subscribe. You're watching shorts. If you see my short, hopefully you'll just remember me. If you're really interested in me, you'll click. You know how to click and go to my channel, hopefully. All right. But if I wanted to, I could put a link here. I wouldn't put it at the very beginning of the short, right? Because the person is just really like trying to understand it. So I could put the anchor show. So you're always going to put the HTTPS. See how it says ineligible? Yeah, because I didn't finish typing it in yet. Anchorshow.com. I'll just put that there. Actually, I'm going to put /videos because I want people to go to that video tab. And I would say apply. Right? Now, your card always has to have an image here. So they couldn't pull an image from that page, right? So I would just select a file from my computer. Okay, so let's see what I have on my desktop here. I've got something. I wanted to put something there that was squarish, so it's not all cut off like the last one we looked at. But you have to put in a title. And so I'm just going to say my site, because I'm not going to save this, and I'm going to say visit my site. But it could be something else. You could be building your email list and you could say, get your free download. Like my daughter does this on her channel, right? Well, I actually do that for my daughter on her channel, right? And once I do all of this, link cart must have teaser text. I'm sorry. Okay. Right, so I put in my website. I had to have a card title. Now the card title, you're the only one who sees the card title, so I'm not sure why they make that mandatory. The call to action, and here's visit my website. Okay. So I'll come back later on and discard that because I really don't like to have that on a short. And here on the end screen, so let's just see. You don't have that much space on the end on the short, right? Because the short is a vertical video. So it does look like I'm able to put two here. But what I did was I made one of them be going to my website, and I see I can move that around. I can center it. And the other one is a video. I could say most recent, or I could have just said best for viewer. All right. So I think best for viewer. There you go. So, but before we leave, I want to get rid of that other car, especially now that I know that the end screen already says to go to the website. Okay. So very, very important to have these. All right. By the way, you can see in the analytics which card or end screen elements is the most successful. Yes, we can do that too, Eric. And Antoinette says, so much great info. Yay. I'm so glad you're getting a lot out of this. Yes, let's go over to our analytics. Now, for this, I would have to go to the analytics for the whole channel. All right, because I don't even know that I have one video that has a lot. And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be under reach and traffic. Oh, it's where you have to go into these complicated I'm calling it complicated. I some that I don't have the patience for. I think you do need to dig into advanced mode. That's what it is. Advanced mode. Oh, something good is happening there. This must be the video. Yeah. No, it's for some reason the Facebook page layout video is taken off for some reason. And so you have all these stats here, right? When I clicked on advanced mode, you all saw that, right? And here it is right here. End screen. Okay, first is end screen element type, end screen element, card type, card. So I'm going to start with the end screen element. And what did that do? Oh, I have to add it as a secondary metric over here. End screen element clicks. There you go. So here you go. This is one of my most popular videos, is how to fix screen sharing on a Mac. And there were 17 clicks. It's a short video. Let's see. There's only 2-minute, 32-second video and 17 clicks on the end screen. So I know a lot of YouTubers say, oh, nobody gets to the end of your video. Yes, they do. And they click on those cards. Now, a lot of them didn't get clicked on. But here's another one, a short. 20 people clicked on an end screen element. So, you get to see that, oh yeah, in a lot of videos, you get bupkis, right? You don't get anything. But then the videos where you do get them, you're starting to see that, okay, this is making an impact. And this is only over the last 28 days. 17 clicks and 20 clicks. So people are taking advantage of them. But now that we have this extra way for people to see what you have in that card, especially when they're on mobile, we might see those numbers going up. Okay, because this little section that I shared with you, and I'm going to show it again just in case someone just got here and they're like, what section is she talking about? This little section here at the bottom, let's recap. And as Eric reminded me, it's the caret right next to the title. All right, somebody's watching my video on YouTube, and it's the caret right next to the title. They scroll past the description and the chapters, and there's more from Eileen Smith. And this one at the very bottom is from the card that I added to take people to the video about making money. I'm sorry, to take people to the blog post on my website in this particular case. But it could have been a card to go to another video. It could have been a card to go to a landing page. It could have been a card to get people to sign up for my email list. It could have been my product. It could have been my affiliate products like StreamYard, which is what I'm using right now to be live on Facebook and YouTube with the help of Ecamm Live. And guess what? The links are in the description below, and keep scrolling further and you'll find out even more information. So this is what I want you all to do. Change up those calls to actions. Make sure you have the card. So the most important thing is to make sure that you're adding the chapters. Even if you just add 3 or 4, because you need a minimum of 3, right? Chapters or timestamps, I'm sorry. The timestamps is what YouTube uses to create the chapters. Let me go back. Let's see here, it says chapters, right? So you have to have the timestamps, and I'll show you the timestamps. We looked at it on desktop, but I'm just doing a quick review for the folks who just got here and people in the balcony. You got TubeBuddy as well, Irene, but yes, but it's Eileen, Ileane, Eileen. Yes, I have TubeBuddy, and I am an affiliate of TubeBuddy, and you'll see my link for TubeBuddy in the description. And just engagement tabs, that works too. Oh, okay. So yeah, I probably went too far into the analytics. Thank you, thank you, thank you for reminding me. All right, so I'm just going to go back. I know you guys are still looking at that at the phone, but I'm just going to go back and go to the engagements tab so I can get that set up real quick. Okay, so there it is. I see it now. All right, so I want to make sure I cover this whole thing in its entirety before I go back over to desktop. Okay, so the first important thing is to add those timestamps. You're probably saying, whew, that's a lot of work. So do your top 10 videos for now. And as time goes by, you add another couple. And, while you're sipping your coffee or your tea in the morning, you add a couple more. All right. So we don't want anybody stressing out over this because it's not like going to change your whole world, but it's just another way for people to discover your content, and for people to engage with you, know about your expertise, because people are so distracted. They may have found your video because they wanted to learn how to do something, and they might think, like I've had comments where people say, it took you until 5 minutes to get to the point. Yeah, because I like to talk. I'm a podcaster. Back off. And my people like for me to talk, right? Yes, I said your name wrong. Sorry. Yeah, I know. It's okay. My feelings ain't hurt. I love you, Chaos Rain. You're a big supporter here. Thank you, sis. Enjoying the 77-degree weather coming in about an hour in Philly. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And so glad you stopped using HAP's dead platform. Fraser, true statement. However, that's not what we're talking about today. And Antoinette is laughing. I don't know if she's laughing at you or me. Thank you, Antoinette. Oh, she's probably laughing at me because she can't see your comment over there because you're on Facebook. All right. By the way, there is a small app for Final Cut Pro X, which you can put chapter markers in, and then we'll export them for YouTube. That's great for pre-recorded videos. Although I don't use Final Cut Pro, I use ScreenFlow. However, what about the live streams? Final Cut Pro can't help me, bro. I'm a live streamer. What's Final Cut Pro going to do for me? But no, that's a great point, Eric. I'm just teasing because I know a lot of people love and use Final Cut Pro. And so I'm glad that Eric brought that up, because it's something that I would never talk about because I don't even use it. I don't even own it. But I'm different that way. It's called Creator's Best Friend. But yes, for pre-recorded video, just for pre-recorded videos. Actually, TubeBuddy is a content creator's best friend, but I let TubeBuddy and Final Cut Pro duke it out amongst themselves. But I picked TubeBuddy. Ding, 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 ding. Angela said, "Oh, that was messed up, sis. Find me a Facebook guard with a key to get me out." No, I didn't mean that you didn't see it because of your Facebook jail. I meant because because the way StreamYard works, it doesn't let you see the comment until I put it up on screen. That's what I meant, Antoinette. But I forgot that. Yeah, yes. You'll get out of Facebook jail. Yes, TubeBuddy is awesome. Yes, honey. All right, so let's just go back over to the quicker way. And Eric, you have been my hero today because I forgot the quicker way to get to the end screens page. And let me get my ducks in a row here. Well, it's actually in a row. I just got to remember to switch screens on StreamYard versus switching screens on Ecamm Live. All right, so here we go. I am on the engagement tab. Look at the top here. All right, I'm in my YouTube Studio Analytics, and not the overview, not the reach, but the engagement. And actually, YouTube just added the stuff, and I don't even come over here that often to look at these this way. I look at them on my phone, but we can do that too. So here's just like I can see here with my top videos based on watch time, which is really surprising. So I should come over here more often. And if I had some really active posts on my community tab, you would see those here. I need to get with that. All right. And then here's playlist. But then here is what we've been talking about here. Top videos by end screen. And then bam, we can click see more. And so this way that gets us right to this report about end screens. All right. So then here's end screen elements shown. Why is that important? Because that lets you know that people are getting to the end of your video. So this is amazing right here. 780 people watched this video. Wait a minute. Hang on. I'm sorry. I've got Eric's comment up there, but also I need to make this bigger for you, my lovelies. All right. So here, 780 people viewed this video, but 554 of them made it all the way to the end because they can't see my end screen if they don't make it to the end of the video. So you need to know this. Now, I would do more about using the Mac. However, this particular tip right here, that's the only tip. Like once I did it, there's nothing else to say about that tip. But I will have more Mac tips coming soon. There's a couple things that I'm working on behind the scenes because I see how important they are for my channel. Okay. And so you see how many views the end screens got, and then here how many clicks. Okay. So that's a quick way to get there. And thank you so much, Eric, for reminding me of that. So overview, reach, engagement tab, and then go videos by end screen. And cards as well. Not as much on cards. You would think it would be the other way around. So this is why it's always so important to check your stats, because who would think that I have more engagement and more people clicking on my end screens than I do on my cards. So that lets me know that people, when they're watching one of my videos, they don't want me interrupting them with another thing to do. But by the time they get to the end of the video, they're like, oh, they want more or they want to see something else. So either way, they're engaging. Okay. All right. So I had that comment starred from Chaos Rain. What a YouTube card. So I think we got that. I can unstar that because I think we all got we all have an understanding. So let's see if I can quickly, or my last thing before we end the stream is to go over into YouTube Studio. And I don't think it's as easy to find these card information in YouTube Studio, but we will give it a try. Let's say, give it the old college try, even though this ain't college. It's YouTube University. All right. So what did we just go through? We went to reach, engagement is what Eric told me to go to. So here's top cards. Scroll over. Ad types, transcript, transaction revenue. I'm trying to find it on this. Don't see where the end screens is on the engagement. Oh, I went too far. So yeah, I have to do a little research and see where to find it. And if I find out where to see it on mobile, I will post it in the community tab. Wait, let's see what Healthy Trails Living says. I had someone tell me to get to the point. Gonna add those chapters. Yes. And you know that it gives you um a way to quickly come back to them without you needing to try to figure out, okay, yeah, they wanted to know about such and such a thing. Where is that? You already put that chapter in there. So you for yourself. So even if you guys say, I don't care about those people, they just have to, deal with it. But this is for your own benefit. So you can remember, especially like I said, when you're doing live streaming, which a lot of you all are. And even for those of you who aren't, if you have videos that are longer than, 5-10 minutes, you want to have those chapters in there for yourself. Because when we go back and we look back into our analytics and we see these spikes and areas where we need to create new content, we could easily get right to that point. We could see, like somebody was watching your video and all of a sudden there's a spike. Then you can go right to your chapter marker and see what was it that I said there. Oh, that's when I was talking about TubeBuddy and it spiked. And then, it dropped back down. So now I know I need to make more TubeBuddy videos. All right. And so it's easy for you to figure that out, especially when you already have those chapters. I own Final Cut Pro. Thanks for that tip, Eric. Yeah, Eric is so resourceful. I'm going to bottle him up and keep him for myself. I think you can't see car stats on the mobile app. Sorry, Eileen. Oh, yay. I don't feel bad. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to post in the community tab. I'll find something to post over there, a screenshot of something. Oh, that reminds me, we also have another feature. And so for everybody who stayed, here's your bonus tip for everybody who stayed. Now, everybody doesn't have this feature and everybody doesn't have it on every channel. Okay. Some people can see it on some channels and not other channels, and etc., etc. But I know that I can see it on my daughter's channel. So I'm going to head over to her channel right away. And it is the clips. So this is a way for your viewers to promote your content. And there's my darling daughter, Nicole Purvey of Better Than Success. And you see the little scissors there underneath her video. Oh my goodness. What does that mean? That means I can go in here and let's see. She was doing an interview with her friend Rodney Ross, who is known as the Philly real estate boss. Cause you guys know my daughter does a real estate channel. And so if they said something great, I could go in here and create a clip And you see there's a little slider there. You can go from 5 seconds to 60 seconds. And I'm not going to actually create it because I don't know exactly what they're saying right there. But let's just say, this is so cool, right? And then I can share this clip on Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, okay, so forth, etc., etc. I'm not going to name all these places. You can share it. And I think I actually created the clip, but I promise you I didn't really mean to. All right. But so there you go. That's another new feature. And I wasn't sure I was going to get to it. So there you go. Happy to help. Healthy Trails Living. Sharing is caring. And old blogger wisdom. Yay! Eric. And y'all know Eric is super smart because he's bilingual. So anybody who speaks more than one language, and he speaks like 4 or 5 of them. I lost count. But anyway, he's incredibly awesome. And so there you have it. OMG, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And just one more reminder, and this is another feature that is rolling out for some and not all. If your channel is already monetized, I have this feature. My daughter does not, even though her channel is monetized. And I'm just going to keep going to that same old video, the one about making money, especially since this tip has to do with making money. And hold on, let me get all my ducks in a row. And oh, there's Sonia. Hi, how are you? Thank you for coming in over on the Facebook side. And so each and every one of my videos, underneath the video, even when I'm not live, you have the ability to give me a super thanks. If any of my videos have ever helped you, you can go anywhere from $2, $5, $10, all the way up to $50. And you can even edit this message and say, thanks, you are so awesome. Of course, I'm not going to give myself $2, but I could. So look for the heart with the $sign in it and thanks. And it has nothing to do with like how many subscribers people have. Of course, your channel does need to be monetized. And hello from Montreal. Okay, great. And you know what? I'm just going to show that again because I just realized that I still had the comment up there. And I'm actually going to do it in picture. And so it doesn't matter. I don't know how YouTube has decided to roll this out to various monetized channels, but there you go. It's called Super Thanks. So instead of super stickers or super chat, it's Super Thanks. And it works on any video except for when I'm actually live. And then, of course, you would use super stickers or super chat. But I have 500 videos on YouTube. Okay. So if any of them has helped you, and this thank you function is not available for me, it's only active in a few countries. Great point, Eric. I neglected to keep track of which countries it's available in and which ones it's not. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. All right. So just hang on, because when YouTube starts to roll these features out to other countries, they do them like they don't just say, oh, it's available in Canada now. No, it's like Canada, this one and this one and this country and that country, and you get it and you get it and you get it. So they do it collectively. And I'm not sure if, what countries they are focusing in on. But if you have super chat already and you have super stickers, to me, that means that, there's no problem as far as, tariffs or any other kind of regulations. It's just them, actually putting the infrastructure in place, because we got to remember that it actually takes programmers to implement this stuff. So I know we always, YouTube is like the most sophisticated platform on the planet. And I hope that everybody realizes that. And, I don't want to insult Facebook. I'm not insulting you. But when it comes to video, okay, when it comes to video, and for us as content creators and getting our content seen, heard, discovered, YouTube is the most sophisticated platform on the planet. And there's other platforms that may have other features, and there's other ones that might be your favorite. YouTube's mine, but there's other ones that might be your favorite because they have um, one or two features. What in the heck is this here? Hang on, I'm sorry. I got a little distracted because I do have a comment here that I have to moderate. And, actually, I think I can moderate it from inside of StreamYard. Yep, I can. Thank you, StreamYard. And yeah. Yay, StreamYard. I didn't have to try to open the video on another tab. That is spectacular. Okay, so, when it comes to, like I said, getting your content discovered, engaged with, just everything. I I challenge you to tell me another platform that is more sophisticated and more well built. Like, you just even think about when someone tries to steal your content. Now, oh, we still see the comment of the intruder on Facebook. Oh, I am so sorry about that. Hey, blonde guy, his wife, their life. Hey, Miss Eileen in the chat. I agree with this being the most sophisticated platform. Whew. Yes. You think about when someone tries to steal your content. Now, as a blogger, and Eric, you probably can also attest to this. This is something that has plagued bloggers. And, I started blogging in 2009, and it was already a thing back then where people would try to plagiarize your content. All right. And I think the first time I ever heard about plagiarism was like when I was in high school or college. I'm not sure which one. And, people would try to cheat. And like, I'm not going to write the essay. I'm just going to go to an old book or one of my old classmates and copy theirs and put my name on it, you know, without even asking their permission or giving them any credit. And so this is something that persists throughout the, not just in the written word in books and all of that, but now with the internet, right? YouTube has the most sophisticated detection AI to detect that. That's why people's videos, like if you use the wrong music that you don't have the rights to, YouTube picks up on it like that. Now, Facebook may try, Twitch may try, and sometimes YouTube gets it wrong because remember, it is an AI. They don't have people doing this. There's not enough people in the world to monitor all the videos that come in, the content that comes in on YouTube. So they had to develop something. And so Facebook tries to emulate it, but it's just not as sophisticated as YouTube. And then they also have the whole system right inside of YouTube where you could dispute it. Let's just say you got a claim and it was a false positive, and you can easily dispute it. Or when others take your content and put it up on their channel, YouTube has a little dashboard in there for you to see that. So you can tell YouTube, what should we do? Should YouTube just take this down? Should YouTube send nice nasty gram to these people? Because sometimes it could be a child or somebody. You're just like, nah, they probably didn't realize that you can't do that. I mean, we all learn, right? Everybody doesn't know it all. You have to learn, right? So YouTube has, and if you want to make an appeal, YouTube, nobody else has it like that. If that happens to you on your blog, try telling Google, yeah, so and so stole my content. See how long it takes for them to, take. They don't even take the other content down. They may de-index it, but it would still be on the internet if somebody found it. So anyway, I don't think I need to continue to make my case about YouTube. I'm preaching to the choir, even though I know some of you all are on Facebook. Facebook is doing the best it can in some ways, but they have a long way to go to catch up with YouTube. I'll just say it that way. And now with these chapters that we talked about today, the YouTube cards, I don't know if Facebook's ever going to catch up with those features that we covered today, even though Facebook does have the clips, and we talked about clips today as well. Facebook does have that, but then they don't give you the ability to share them all over the place, all the different platforms that I just shared with you that YouTube does. So in any event, I want you to take this information and use it wisely. If you have any questions, if you're watching this in the replay, hello, thank you for watching in the replay. Go ahead and leave your questions down below. And what's going to happen now is that YouTube is going to pick a couple of videos here that you may want to watch. And with that, I always end my broadcast, especially my live streams, by saying, stay beautiful.